Good afternoon, students. Now, with this video, I am going to teach you economics. In this, we are going to study the first chapter, that is economics, economy, and central problem of economy. So, as you know, before starting the chapter, we need to get the introduction of chapter. This book, it helps us to understand the many aspects of the economics and our economy. As you know, the economic activities which is running near to us, like running shops, factories, manufacturing units, construction of road, school, colleges, hospitals, these all are the part of economic activities that is to be provides someone to earn their livelihood. So before starting the chapter, first of all, this introduction is necessary for us to get to know what we are going to study in this chapter. So in this chapter, we are going to study about our economy, its different aspect, what is the need of studying economics, what is the problem, and many things that we are going to study. So I am going to start the chapter first. That what is economy? Economy, it is a system that provide a platform for the individuals to earn their livelihood for fulfilling and satisfying their basic needs. That is clear? Next, I am going to tell you the important process of economy. The three important processes of economy, that is production, consumption and investment. First of all, the goods should be produced with the help of factor of production. They are rendering their services and against they will get their factor income. So with the help of them, land, labor, capital, the industries are able to produce goods and services which satisfy the needs and want of the customer. So the first important process in the economy, firstly the goods is to be produced. That is clear. Next, whatever the goods is to be produced, obviously it should be consumed, because the goods are not produced for keeping as a stock in the warehouses. It is to be produced for satisfying the needs and want of the customer. So by purchasing these goods and services and utilizing their factor income, the households, they are going to consume the goods and services. That the whole process is considered as consumption process. So in the next process, the goods which is to be produced by the producer, it is to be consumed by the household by incurring the consumption expenditure, and it is to be bared what factor services they are rendering, and against it what factor income they are getting. Out of that income, they are going to incur that consumption expenditure. Next, obviously the household, they have to exchange the goods and services against money. So what money they are paying, what value they are paying for the purchase of goods and services, that is to again it return to the firm, and it will be utilized not for keeping in bank and all. It is to be utilizing by bearing all the expenses. Whatever the amount is to be left, it is to be utilized for investment purpose. It is to be utilized for investment purpose. So the production unit can be produce the goods and services continuously and fulfill the needs and want of the customer continuously. So these are the important process of our economy. Now I am going to tell you the next topic, that is why we are studying economics. What is the reason for studying economics? For studying economics, we have many reasons. We need to understand different aspects of the economy. That's why we are studying economics. But the main reason for studying economics is to understand the important term which is to be utilized in our economy, that is scarcity. That is scarcity. Scarcity, it means it is the situation when it exceed the demand as comparison to the available resource. Scarcity means the shortage of resources, the available resources in comparison to its demand. That statement is to be considered as scarcity. Suppose, as you know, the country, the land have limited resources, and out of that, we are scared of that many resources, so we have to fulfill. So that's why there is a need to study, to get to know, to learn that word's meaning, and that is why we are studying economics, that how we are utilizing the limited resource for fulfilling our fulfilling our needs and want of the customer. That is clear. Now this is scarcity. Now the next topic, that is obviously some problem is to be faced by the economy. So I am going to tell you what are the economic problem. So firstly, before studying what are our economic problem, we need to understand the meaning of economic problem. The meaning of economic problem. So I am going to make you understand. First, I am going to tell the definition. It is a problem of choice. It is a problem of choice that involving the satisfaction of unlimited want out of limited resource having alternative use. Economic problem, it's a problem of making choice, that how the human being, the individual, satisfying their unlimited want out of among the limited resource which is available, and having alternative use, means it is to be used for different purpose. How we are going to satisfy our needs with that limited resource which have to be utilized for different purpose. That's mean economic problem. So for that we need to make choice, and that making choice, it's a problem of economy. That is clear to everyone. Now I am going to tell you, that is, what is the reason for economic problem. Some reasons are there that we have to study to make choice with our limited resources for fulfilling our needs and wants. The first is scarcity of resources. Scarcity of resources, that you know it very well. Lacking of resources or shortage of resources available in comparison to its demand, that create the problem of economy. It create the problem of making choice. We have to make choice as for fulfilling our needs and want, because the resources are limited, and with that limited resource we have to fulfill our needs and want. And suppose if we are not having that much of resource, so that create a problem. We have to make choice among it, that how much we are going to utilize and which should be utilized by us, which should be utilized that fulfill our needs and want. That is clear. Next, that is unlimited human wants. As if we are talking about the problem of making choice, is also to be arising with the next reason, that is the human wants. As you know, the human wants are unlimited. Once the wants are going to be satisfied, the another is going to arise. Once want is going to be satisfied, the another is going to be arise among the individual, among the humans. So because of that, as we have a limited resource, and all whatever the resources are available, it is not possible to fulfill all demand, all wants of the customer. So we have to make choice which demand should give the preference by the individual for satisfying their needs and want. That is clear. Next, that is alternative use. If in whatever the goods, whatever the resources we are limited resources we are having, the problem of making choice is also arising because these limited resource are not utilizing for that purpose for that it is available, it is utilizing for different purpose. Because of that, the situation of scarcity of resources are going to be arise, and we have to make choice, and this economic problem is going to arise. Means whatever the limited resource we are having, we are using for different purpose rather than the using for particular purpose. Because of that, the resources is going to be decline, and we have to make choice how to utilize it for fulfilling our needs and want. For example, petrol, it is to be for both for vehicles, but we are utilizing in factory, we are utilizing in for irrigation purpose, for we are utilizing for many things. But the main use of that, if it is utilized only for vehicle, then we are having lots that much resource that can fulfill all the demands and needs of the customer, but we are utilizing it for different purpose. Because of that, scarcity of that resource is going to be arise, and we have to make a choice. So because of these three reasons, the economic problem is going to arise. That is clear. Now I am going to make you understand the next topic, that is economics. Now what is economics? Economy we have studied. We have studied why we are studying economics, the economic problem, what is the reason for arising. Now I am going to tell you the next topic, that is economics. What is economics? Economics, it is a social science which study the human being, which study the individual or institutions, that how these institution or individual are utilizing the limited resource, which have alternative views, which are utilizing for different purpose for producing goods and services, and also distributing these goods and services among the different group of people. That is to be considered as economics. Economics is nothing, it is a social science that is study the human being, that is study the way of society, how they are choosing or selecting this limited resource, which are utilizing for different purpose for producing goods and services, and also distributing among the different group of people. That is to be considered as economics. That is clear to everyone. So now I'm going to tell you the next topic, that is the two branch of economics, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics. That I am going to tell you, microeconomics and macroeconomics. If I am talking about microeconomics, micro means small. So in microeconomics, what we are studying, microeconomics, it is the branch of economics which study the behavior of individual unit, to study the behavior of individual unit is known as microeconomics. That is clear. In that, we are going to study about the individual demand, household demand, market demand, we are going to study the condition of firm, condition of industry, that we are going to study the income of particular person, that we are going to study in the microeconomics. Now I am going to tell you macroeconomics. Macro means whole or large. So in macro, it is the branch of economics which study the behavior of the whole economy. In that, it is study the behavior of whole industries, whole firms, whole markets. It is study the whole individual's income. On the basis of in that, we are able to find national income, means country's income. by calculating all individuals income. That is clear. So in micro we are studying the behavior of individual unit, and in macro we are studying the study of whole economy, whole industry. That is clear, whole units. Now I am going to tell you the interdependency of micro and macro on each other. Interdependency. First I am going to tell you interdependency of microeconomics on macroeconomics. Interdependency of microeconomics on macroeconomics. As I have told you, in microeconomics we have to study behavior of individual units, but in that one law is there, that is law of demand. And this law of demand is tell that when price increase, demand decrease, price decrease, demand increase, according to that law. But to get to know this law, or to make this law in microeconomics book, we have to get to know not an individual person demand, we have to get to know with the market's demand, individual's demand. On the basis of that we can analyze that if the price is rising, so if only one person's reaction is going to be a rise, it will not affect the economy. But if the whole market's individuals reaction is there, they are going to reduce the purchase when the price is increasing, obviously. So for making this law of demand, we have to go through with the whole market, whole individuals. That is clear, those who are residing over there. So next, one more example I am giving how micro is dependent on macro. The price level of commodity. A price level of commodity, it will not affected by one product. Okay, na? It is affected by the general price level. Means the other goods price is going to be increased, it will increase the particular price of commodity, because if raw material of that goods are increasing, many raw materials are including cost, labor cost, then it's going to rise the price of particular commodity. So for get to know the price level, we get to know the general price level is increasing or not. That is clear. Now next topic, that how macroeconomics depend on microeconomics. How macroeconomics depend on microeconomics. As I have told you, now in macroeconomics we are studying the whole economy. So suppose national income, suppose we have to find national income, but for finding the country's national income, obviously we get to know the individual income. If we are not able to get to know the individual income, we are not able to find the national income, or per capita income of the country. So for that we have to study individual income. That is clear. So according to that we can say that that is macro is for finding national income. We have to get to know the individual's income. That is clear to everyone. One more example I am giving to understand you, that is aggregate demand. Aggregate demand, for getting to the whole economy's demand, obviously we go through with the demand of individual household, then we are able to understand the whole economy's demand. So for that, according to these two examples, we can understand that how macro is depend on micro and how micro is depend on macro. That is clear to everyone. Now I am going to tell you the most important topic of this chapter, that is central problem of economy. Central problem of economy. Three common central problem of economy, and these are what to produce. Firstly, I am telling you what are these, and then I am going to make you understand individually. What to produce, how to produce, and the third, for whom to produce. What to produce, how to produce, and the third one, for whom to produce. Now one by one I am going to make you understand these things. First one is, that is what to produce. What to produce. Under what to produce, it involves the decision that this problem, involve the decision of selection of goods and services to be produced and the quality of that goods and services which is selected for producing. So in this, what problem is arising, that to select the goods and services, that which type of goods and services are going to be produced, and whatever the goods and services have decided. Another problem, that is in which quality it is to be, or in which quantity it is to be produced. So every economy, that you know it very well, having a limited resource. So not all goods are able to produce by any economy. Okay, na? So the problem of what to produce, it has two aspects. First is what goods, possible goods to produce, should be produced or to produce, and in how much quantity, how much to produce. So the two problem that is arising in that is what to produce and how much to produce, in which quantity. What to produce, what goods, possible goods should be produced. The first aspect, in that the economy has to decide which type of goods should be produced, capital goods or consumer goods. Capital goods produced, or consumer goods should be produced out of our limited resource. And the second aspect, that tell us that in which quantity, after deciding the goods which is to be produced. Now the another problem, that is in the same, that is what to produce, that is in which quantity it should be produced, because not everyone is able to purchase 100 kg of packet of wheat, rice or anything. So that should also be decided. So I am at the last, economists have concluded that, or given a guideline, that the resources are distributed for the production of goods and services that produce those goods which give maximum satisfaction to the mass, means which give maximum satisfaction to the large number of population. That type of good should be produced and in that quantity. That is clear. Next, I am going to tell you the next central problem, that is how to produce. How to produce. In this problem, it refers to that whatever the goods we have decided to produce, now how it will be produced, means selecting of techniques, by which technique, whatever the goods we have selected, by which technique it should be produced. So it can be decided with the, as in the economy, two types of technique should be there, labor intensive technique and one more, that is capital intensive. Capital intensive technique. So by which labor intensive technique, in that we require more labor and less capital, and capital intensive technique in which we require more capital and less labor. So the guideline have given by the economists that if I am talking about the country like India, they have large amount of labor, large number of labor. So in that type of countries, developing countries, labor intensive technique should be preferred for producing the goods and services. And in developed country like America and all, they should utilize capital intensive technique for, as they have much capital for producing goods and services. That is clear. Next I am going to tell you that is the next or the last problem, that is for whom to produce. Now the good have produced. Now the question is arising to select the group of people to whom, which category of people the goods is going to be produced. It means who will ultimately consume these goods. Means whether the goods are to be produced more to poor, less to rich, or less to poor, more to rich. So since, as you know, the resources are limited in every economy and no society are able to fulfill all needs and want of their society, their people, so thus a problem of choice arise, that goods are produced for those people who have the paying capacity, who is the purchasing power to and have the paying capacity to purchase these goods and services. Obviously, the capacity of people, it's for paying that goods, it depend upon the income level. So it can be categorized under two head. One is personal distribution, and functional distribution. Means whatever the goods have to be produced, now it is to be, how it is to be distributed among the different group of people. It is to be divided to whom, those who having the purchasing capacity. So on that we have decided to distribute the goods under two heads. First is personal distribution. It means how national income is distributed among the different group of people in the economy. How this national income is distributed among the different group of people, that on the basis of that we can get to know those who have more income, getting more income, they will get more. Those who are having less income, they will get less. And functional distribution, how it involves the decision, it deciding the share of different factor of production. Means from different sector, how they are contributing, how much they are contributing in GDP. Those who are contributing more in GDP, they will get more. Those who are contributing less GDP, less in GDP, they will get less, as they are getting less income. So according to that, but guideline that is given for whom to produce, it makes sure that those who are needy of that goods, to them the goods are to be produced for maximum satisfaction to the people. That is clear. Now the next topic, that is production possibility frontier or production possibility curve. As you know, the economy, they are having a limited resource, and without that limited resource, all the needs and wants are not going to fulfill, are not going to satisfy. So because of that, we have to take the decision for making choice to utilize the goods for satisfying our needs and want, that will give a maximum satisfaction. So for that, for making a choice, we have an infinite possibility, but the economists, they have taken to understand this curve, this concept by taking only two goods. Economists, they have traditionally represent this range of choice by what they call production possibility frontier or production possibility curve, and with the help of schedule, what graph they are going to represent, that is to be considered as production possibility curve. That is clear. So we will take the, to make you understand, we will take make the schedule of the possibility of what limited resource we can produce. Suppose one good we will take wheat, and suppose the another good should be taken rice. So we will take the possibility of it, that with the limited resource, how we are going to produce it. Suppose if we have a land and the seeds, so on that land either we are going to produce the 100% wheat or 100% rice. So suppose if we are producing 100% wheat on that land, it means there should be a production of 0% rice. And suppose if we are producing 100% rice, so then we will produce only 0% wheat. So, or maybe some possibility will be there. Suppose if 90% wheat, 10% rice, 70%, then 60%, 40%, 0%, 100%. So these are the possibility can be possible with the available resource for fulfilling, for best satisfying our wants and need. And if we can represent this schedule on graph, suppose this is x-axis, this is y-axis, okay, and on that we will take wheat, on that we will take rice, or wheat we will take what we are going to sacrifice, and what we what we gain we will take on the which axis? X-axis, the goods which we are gaining and which we are sacrificing to gain the additional, that we will take on y-axis. That is clear. So as you can see, the schedule for at when 100% wheat is there, that time 0% rice. That is clear. Suppose 10% to 90%, then this, and if we join these points with a free hand, what we will get? We will get one curve, and that curve represent the graphical representation of our possibility of goods with the available resource. That is clear. Now I am going to tell you the characteristics of this production possibility frontier, that is PPF in short we can say. So the first characteristics, that is sloping downward. As you have seen in the diagram, in the graph, that as much as for gaining or for attaining the or gaining the one goods, for producing the one good, we have to sacrifice the another good. We have to remove the resources away from the other goods. We will reduce the resources for other goods for increasing the production of another good. That is clear. That's why as we are going to reduce the production resources of one good and increase the resources of other good, it will reduce one good's production is going to be decreased and other is going to be increased. So the curve slope will be downward. That is clear. So PPF slope is downward because for increasing the production of one good, we have to decrease the production of other good. That is clear. Next, that is concave shape. concave shape. If you can see, you know the shape of convex and concave. If you can see the shape of that graph, it is in concave shape. It is in concave shape when we are joining with free. So how it is to be how this shape will be occur, because for gaining one good, suppose for gaining the production goods of rice, unit of rice, we have to sacrificing the other good, that is wheat. We are sacrificing, suppose as for when 0 rice to 100 wheat. For getting 10 units of rice, 10% of rice, we have to sacrifice 10. For getting 30%, we have to sacrifice 30 more, then 40, then that is clear, 60, 60. So as according to that, you have seen that for gaining one good, we have to sacrifice another good. Because of that, the shape of concave occurred. That is clear. Now the next topic, change in PPF, mean change in the curve of PPF, or we can say PPC. Okay, so it should be changed by two way, by shifting and shift in PPF or PPC, or rotation in PPC. So firstly, I am going to make you understand this shift in PPC. There should be a two shift. One is rightward and another is how rightward shift will be there in the curve. Suppose this is x-axis, this is y. Suppose this is the curve. That is clear. Suppose this is a curve of PPC, and if the technology and or the resources are increased, or we are going to upgrade the technology of both the goods, or we are going to increase the resources of both the goods, obviously both the goods production is going to be increased. When it is increased, then the curve will be shift to rightward. The curve will be shift to rightward. That is clear to everyone. That is how the shift, there will be a rightward shift in PPA. When both the goods technology is going to be upgraded, or both the goods resources are going to be increased, then their production is also increased, then there will be shift of curve towards rightward. Now leftward shift. Leftward shift. For leftward shift, that I am going to tell you, that is how it is to be leftward shift. Suppose this is a PPC, this is a production possibility curve. When there is a degradation of technology of both the resources, or there is a decrement in the resources of both the goods, then there will be the production is going to be decreased and the curve will be shift to leftward. Then the curve will shift to leftward. The production curve will be shift to leftward. That is clear to everyone. When the production of both the goods is going to be decreased due to decrease in the resources of both the goods, or degradation of technology of both the goods, then there will be a decrease in the production of both the goods and the curve will be shift to leftward. That is clear to everyone. Next, I am going to tell you, that is the next change in production PPC, that is because of rotation in production possibility curve. Now I am going to make you understand how it will be rotated. First one is rightward rotation. Rightward rotation. Suppose this is a PPC curve. This is a PPC curve. That is clear to everyone. Suppose this is A good, this is B good. If the A good resources is going to be increased, and there is a or the technology upgradation of technology of A goods is occur. There will be a goods technology is going to be upgrade, or the resources of A goods is increase, and the B goods resources and technology remain same. So there will be a right shift in the which goods? Obviously A goods. So there will that one is there, but there should be increase in this good. Means that this goods is remain same, and there will be a, so that is not shifting, that is a rotation of A goods, because its technology, either because of its upgradation of technology or the because of increase in the resources of that good, the production of A goods is going to be increased, and the goods of the resources or the technology of B goods remain same. So because of that, only A goods production is increased. So there will be a rotation of PPC curve, rightward rotation of PPC curve in that situation. Now leftward. Leftward rotation in PPC. This is a graph. This is a graph. That is clear. Now I will make you understand that suppose this is a curve. This is a curve. Okay. This is A good, this is B good. Now I am taking B goods. A goods resources or technology remains same. Suppose if the degradation of technology of B goods or decrement the resources of B goods, obviously the goods B production is going to be decreased, so it will rotate to leftward side. The curve will be rotated to leftward side. So in that A remain constant, and there will be a leftward rotation. There will be a leftward rotation of B goods. That is clear to everyone. It is arising because A goods resources or technology remain same, and B goods resources is decline, or that there is a degradation of technology of B goods. So because of that, the production of B goods is going to be decline is going to be decreasing. So because of that, it will rotate to leftward side. That is clear to everyone. Okay, now I am going to make you understand, that is I am going to tell you the next topic, that is opportunity cost. It means it is the cost, it is the cost of next best alternative foregone. Foregone means to produce, as we have a limited resource in the society, and society is to force to make the choice. So to produce more of one goods, obviously we need to sacrifice a certain amount of other goods. So the true cost of using that economic resources in any given project is the loss of the alternative output which they might have produced. Means for gaining one more other goods, the amount of other goods, we need to sacrifice one good, more of one good. That is to be considered as opportunity cost. Suppose I am giving the example to make you understand in a well manner. Suppose you have a 20,000 rupees in your pocket. You are moving any electronic shops. Their laptop or digital electronic shop, their laptop and LED is to be there. And both the cost of this LED and this laptop, it is of 20,000. So you have a choice to purchase only one. Either you can purchase laptop or LED. So you are going to compare, analyze the advantage and disadvantage, and after analyzing it, which give maximum benefit to you, you are going to purchase that one only. Suppose if we are purchasing laptop, it will beneficial to us. With the help of plugs, we can utilize as a television also, and we can do many work that cannot be possible in LED. So what we are sacrificing? The LED that is sacrificing to gaining that laptop. That LED is what? That is a opportunity cost. That what we are sacrificing the cost of next best alternative for gone. एक को पाने के लिए जो हमने दूसरा खोया है, अच्छी चीज पाने के लिए, that is opportunity cost. That is clear to everyone. Now last topic, that is marginal opportunity cost. It means number of unit of a goods of a good sacrifice, number of unit of a good, of a commodity or of a good sacrifice to gain one additional unit of another good is known as marginal opportunity cost. Means number of unit of one good, number of unit of one good are sacrificing or sacrificed to gain one additional unit of another good is known as marginal opportunity cost. In case of PPC or PPF, this marginal opportunity cost is always increasing because more and more unit of commodity have to be sacrificed to gain additional unit of another unit. That's why it is increasing in case of PPC. That is clear. Chapter finish.